But in terms of the Metropolitan Police, I mean, I don't know why it would take them weeks to investigate it, because it's quite clear that if there were people, or if they go on the basis of the evidence that Sue Gray is providing, they know who was at a particular party or who wasn't. Those people that were there, they get a fixed penalty fine. It's as simple as that, surely.
Well, unfortunately not, because this is the problem. Once you bring the police in, the police have to satisfy themselves with the integrity of the investigation and the evidence. They can't simply take a file from Sue Gray and say, OK, well, that'll do us, because the police have their own rules and regulations and procedures as to how they gather evidence, which don't apply to Sue Gray under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act and all sorts of other legislation. So this is the point I'm making. This is why it's a great godsend to Boris Johnson, because this overcomplicates what should be a very simple situation. There will be people who say, well, I believe it was a work function and I was justified in attending. And so they'll have to unravel all of those explanations and excuses that people have come out with, no doubt, during this investigation. And so that's why it overcomplicates things. For me, what's happening here, Iain, it's very clear. The fix is in. What Johnson and his supporters are trying to do is divert attention completely from this appalling story of blazing hypocrisy. We had Boris Johnson on the platform telling us to our faces through the camera lens every single day, follow these rules, do what we say. And then he goes home to his 4-storey house and he can't see out of the window. There's a party of 100 people drinking alcohol in his own garden. Come off it, Iain. This is ridiculous. The fix is in. What needs to happen here is there needs to be political accountability. Forget about the Metropolitan Police. Forget about stupid £200 fines. Let's see Parliament and Conservative MPs stand up for what's right when they read Sue Gray's report. That's what we need to happen.
Well, and do you think we're actually going to be able to read the full report, or do you think there will be an executive summary or just the conclusions published?
I think there would be utter outrage if there was any attempt to restrict the scope of publication. I can tell you now, as a QC and a practicing lawyer of almost 30 years, there is no legal reason why all of this report and everything in it cannot be published in full. So if we hear some nonsense from the government about, well, the police are investigating now, so it's all very sensitive and we need to wait for the police, just wait for those sorts of nonsense to be expressed to the media if they don't agree to publish the full report. But frankly, there's no reason they can't, and your listeners and every member of the public who was sitting at home dutifully abiding by Boris Johnson's regulations is entitled to know what was going on his watch.
Well, very spirited, Chris. Thank you very much indeed. You clearly feel very strongly. That's Chris Daw QC, legal commentator, criminal barrister, and author of the book Justice on Trial.